When you've been lying about something for so long, it becomes second nature. You think you're going to get the truth in a town like this? When you've been lying about something for so long, it becomes second nature.
Do you see the beauty of it? The inevitability. You rise, only to fall. You, Avengers, you are my meteor, my swift and terrible sword, and the earth will crack with the weight of your failure. Purge me from your computers, turn my own flesh against me. It means nothing. When the dust settles, the only thing living in this world will be metal.
You remember me?
How you doing tonight?
Doing well, officer.
Can I see your driver's license, registration, and insurance, please?
Of course. My license is right here, my wallet. It's all right, son. You remember the night in July?
Hands up!
Hey! Wait! Put the phone down! Put that phone!
I
Sorry,
don't
it's a
write it
phone!
down.
It's a cell phone! It's just a cell
right
phone! You knew he was unarmed.
Push in the car and put your hands in the air!
Officer, please, he's just a kid! You pointed your gun at him. Okay, get out of the car, son. Easy. He pulled the trigger.
Put the phone away! Put the phone away!
The grand jury determined that no probable cause exists to file any charges against Officer Randall.
This is my son. This is my little boy. You took that from me. The world took that from me. Today we make that right. Hear me when I say this, because I'm only going to say it once. Don't stop filming.
You should just give up now.
Why are we the only people in this country that are expected to do things without violence?
I didn't mean to kill your son!
What you did.
I did what I was trying to do!
I just want justice. That's all I want. This is your jury. The deciders of your fate. Today, you will be tried for the murder of my son. You scared? Are you afraid?
So begins the end.
Now, all you black folks, I suggest you get away from all these white folks. Not you, Stephen. You're right where you belong.
So as you can see right here in this description, remember, if you pay attention to, let's say, Greek or Roman mythology about Zeus and Jupiter, Zeus and Jupiter is always shown holding a lightning bolt. Why? Because lightning is symbology of rain. As you can see right here where we are hovering our mouse right over the screen, it says Indra, King of the gods, ruler of heaven, God of lightning, thunder, rains, and river flows. Because Satan controls all the weather that you see. The Creator made nothing of this. And someone's going to ask the question, oh, well, so, if we don't have rain, what are we going to have? How did we get water? Well, you don't want to know the truth, because that's why you're still speaking like that. Let's continue on. So as we showed you previously that Indra, right, means king of the gods, all right, God of the sky, lightning and thunder and law. You can see right here that Zeus, which is also another name for Satan, which the Romans called Satan in, says king of the gods, God of the sky, lightning, thunder, law, order and justice. Same name with the word Indra. of which the albinos, the scum of the earth, named their country after Satan. Can you believe that? And these are the people that are cherished and adored, all right, and given all the accolades by stupid, wicked black people. Think that they have a prized possession when they marry and procreate with a child of Satan in the albino scum of the earth, anybody with straight hair female. That's what you took into your house. A Satanist, a child of Satan. That is why they act the way they do. No conscience, no reason, senile. What you put in is what you get out. They think that they are the shit. What they are literally the shit though. They smell like shit. Go to India, their native origin, their country of origin, where they all come from, and see. So right here, let's read again so you can see that the names of Satan and India, or called Indra, is one and the same. It says here, Zeus is the sky and thunder god in ancient Greek religion, who rules as the king of the gods of Mount Olympus. His name is cognate with the first element of his Roman equivalent, Jupiter. His mythology and powers are similar, though not identical to those of what? Indian. Indo. Once you see that word, it means India. European deities such as Jupiter, Pecunas, Perun, Indra, Darius, and Thor. So the Thor that you watch on TV, what do you think they are trying to show you? Satan. But is that the way Satan looks? No. When you get to the shape of our world, we will reveal it. So can you now see that when we say that albinos, anybody with straight hair, are children of Satan, that they really are? We are not just saying it, because the word India means Satan. They are the only nation in the world to name their nation after Satan. Others who worship Satan and pray to him for everything never named their country Satan. But India, the scum of the earth, the curse of the Creator, for the evil which they brought upon the earth, named their nation after Satan. And that is the reason why every African who sought power in the occult mysteries had to go to India to learn it, had to go to the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, whose origin all of them are from India. And with that, let's continue. So we are here to pay some debts to some transgenders. Next up on our transgender check is Akira Akbar. Akira Akbar starred in the movie called Captain Marvel, and she was the little black girl with the mother who was a black Air Force captain with Brie Larson. If the name is Brie Larson or Brie Larson, you guys know what we're talking about in Captain Marvel. And the one thing I'd like to tell the elite, the learned elders of Zion, and the scum of the earth albinos, whose origin is actually from India, and we're going to share what their true origins are from besides India, who have switched up the Bible in every way and facet that they can, with the learned elders of Zion who run the world with them and oppress the remnant. That thing about alcohol that they've tried to change, and the altar of THC in which they have tried to change, that the high priest should have no alcohol, actually works. The high priests want me to let you know that it works, because that is what they call their rite of passage. It's their history and it's their heritage, and they want you to know that it works. So when you guys met that scene in Deja Vu with Denzel Washington, and also the so-called Christ, who was talking about the future and tried to make a mockery of the high priest, that stuff actually works because they see and know what's coming. But with that, let's continue with a transvestigation of Akira Akbar, because as you can see here, Akira Akbar has very distinct differentiation between the shoulder muscles and the tricep muscles. So we don't even need to go for the hips at this point. We can tell you that it's actually 100% male. And that is the truth. And so let's continue with Legends of Roll Call. Next up on a gender check is the lady known as Ariana Richards. Ariana Richards starred in the movie called Jurassic Park. And a lot of people grew up on the very first make of Jurassic Park. A lot of kids. I think it's an early 90s or maybe early 2000 movies, whatever the year, you guys can figure it out. But if you've watched Jurassic Park, the very first installment, the little girl that you thought was a little girl is not a little girl, it's actually a man, because as you can see right here, the back is straight all the way into the pelvis and the hips are above the crotch, because Ariana Richards is 100% male and not a female in any way. And here is a scene from Jurassic Park so you can actually remember Ariana Richards and to know that this was not a little girl but was a little boy transgendered into a little girl. And he actually knows that he's a boy, because all these transgenders in Hollywood know what they are made of, alright? But they lie to the world because there is something more sinister going on here, which we're going to reveal in the shape of our world, on how these transgenders know who they are, but they go with the line and the history, the false history and mind manipulation of Satan that they've been told on why they were transgender. Let's continue with Legends of Roll Call.
If I were to ask myself this question, when were white people invented? I would probably cop out and say it was at multiple points in history. And what we see in terms of whiteness is not a unified blank, but actually a composite of different processes of racialization. For me, I would say this starts sometime in the 15th century when Pope Pius II realizes that Christendom is not enough to unite the powers of Europe against the Ottoman Turk. There has to be some conception of Europeanness. I would say the next decisive moment in thinking about race and the invention of whiteness is 1609, when the Spanish expelled the Moriscos from Spain. The Moriscos were the descendants of the Moors who came from North Africa, and they had all converted to Christianity, so as well as Morisco, they were called the New Christians. And there was this fear that despite their outward shows of engaging with what was thought of as European indigenous culture, that there was some treason in the blood that meant that they couldn't help but align themselves with the Islamic powers of the Ottoman Empire, and also wanting to reconquer southern Spain and establish some kind of caliphate. So in 1609 they were all expelled by Philip II, and I think that's one of the first moments where you see the idea of race as being a hereditary inheritance of culture. Then if you want to learn more about the origins of whiteness, this Friday on Navarro FM I will be hosting a discussion looking at this very topic. We'll be looking at the 15th century to the early 18th century.
Then if you want to learn more about the origins of whiteness, this Friday on Navarro FM I will be hosting a discussion looking at this very topic. We'll be looking at the 15th century to the early 18th century.
Then if you want to learn more about the origins of whiteness, this Friday on Navarro FM I will be hosting a discussion looking at this very topic. We'll be looking at the 15th century to the early 18th century.
Then if you want to learn more about the origins of whiteness, this Friday on Navarro FM I will be hosting a discussion looking at this very topic. We'll be looking at the 15th century to the early 18th century. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Ash Sarkar. This has been OMFG Sarkar. Bye.
So if you've reached this point in the Legends of Roll Call, you've probably heard us say over and over again that the origins of the albinos, anybody with straight hair, the scum of the earth, the smelliest, dirtiest, stinkiest people born of inbreeding, whose origin is from India, that they have an origin that is even far more, alright, longer in nature than it was in India. And where is the origin of the albino, anybody with straight hair, started from? This is the point that we answer those questions. But before we answer this question, let's give you a little bit of synopsis on why the albino, anybody with straight hair, were not to be accepted in whatsoever shape or form by any black people, and especially the remnant, because all they teach humanity is how to do evil. you will pay attention and notice that every albino, anybody with straight hair, seems blank. They have no conscience. They are very egotistic and very proud. And the Creator said that the ending of time, which we are in right now, that He's going to specially deal with the albinos, anybody with straight hair. Because if you've watched Legends of Roll Call so far, you've probably heard us say that the albinos, anybody with straight hair, will be told to go back to India, which is their native origin of country, which they come from, which is India. And a lot of people might say, that's never going to happen. But well, we're going to show you proof from this point on that it has happened and it will happen, because history always repeats itself. And because people are not interested in history and knowing how things work, because we've been on YouTube for so long trying to get information to them, and they have refused to get the truth. And now the ends of the world are going to be upon them, only proving that they are children of Satan. Because as we have said and have shown you, there is no such thing as being born again, praying to the name of Jesus, which is Satan, because people don't understand. That word Jesus comes from what? It comes from Greek. It comes from Greek of Jesus. Zeus was the name of Satan, which the Greeks, the black Greeks, worshipped. So from Zeus, you had Jesus. Ye means son of Zeus. Ye means son in Greek. All right? And when the letter J got introduced, it changed from Jesus to Jesus. So all this while that everybody's saying, calling on the name of Jesus, you're calling on Satan. And you people refuse to know the truth. And you guys think that we owe you something to tell you the truth, when we are not responsible for the state of the world and the wickedness. Because the commandments did not say you shall do good to anybody. We don't need to do any good to you. We have not done you any wickedness to do any good. We are only here passing information because the remnant has to come out of this wicked Babylonian system, which the learned elders of Zion, the Pharisees and Sadducees, and descendants of the kings of the remnant of old have put them into. That is why we're here. So, continuing on, we want to show you the origin story of the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, who went into the Bible and rewrote a New Testament to lie to people, to lie to the wicked, because it is only for the wicked that there is such a thing as that if you were born evil. Why? Because they were born evil and they know. Because remember, we shared earlier with you that the scriptures is a legality of documents, all right? And that you cannot prosecute anybody if there is not a law that says that this person should be prosecuted. The scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, who are children of Satan, know this. So they decided to change the legality of the scriptures such that they could escape punishment. But the scriptures were written by the Creator. So if anybody was to change it, it would be the Creator. And the Creator never changes. That is why He told the remnant, I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. I will never change. I'm not a man. Because if the Creator would change, it would be possible that an apple tree could change into an orange tree. It would be possible that an evil man can change into a good man. But because the Creator wrote these things for us, and because people go after white supremacy, the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, they will never understand the scriptures of what the scripture is trying to tell you, because they are not hearing from a high priest. All they are hearing is from children of Satan. In the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, and wicked black people who support them, like Chris Oyakilome of Christ Embassy, in Nigeria. Believers love war. So as we continue in these messages, we're trying to show you the principles so you understand yourself. If the Creator himself cannot change, now pay attention. If the Creator himself says, I am the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, and I will never change. So his children, if the children of the Creator are born of him, because if a father gives birth to a child, the child is still him. So if the Creator does not change, it means his children cannot change. And therefore, this concept of that someone who was a homosexual or committing abominations can change by the so-called blood of Satan, which is called Jesus, and by believing his name, is a fallacy. But people will never understand this, because albino scum of the earth's supremacy has made you all to believe that you know something when you do not know anything, because it is a deception to make sure that every child of Satan will believe in a lie and accept it as truth and go to the lake of fire. So now you're hearing the truth for the very first time in your life. So for every albino today, the Creator has given those a chance whose genetics, whose lineage comes from the remnants to hear the truth. And we will explain how you're going to go about to restitute yourself. But you should know this: if you're any albino or anybody in the world and you have committed inbreeding, which we have showed you in the book of Leviticus chapter number 18, and committed any abomination such as homosexuality, which includes transgenderism, all right? Or you're a pedophile, you have slept with children. Or you're a rapist, you have abducted a woman or abducted a boy or a little girl and raped them. Or you are a murderer. Or you have committed bestiality. You are going to the lake of fire. There is nothing you can do about it, because it proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are indeed a child of Satan, because only the children of Satan commit abominations. But if you have not done that, the Creator is now giving you a chance to hear the truth, because up till now, up till to this day that you are hearing my voice, there's not been a single albino, anybody with straight hair, who is in heaven. And yet we do not go to heaven. So this is your opportunity to understand how you are going to restitute for the crimes, to tell the Creator and say, oh, I am sorry that I found myself in an albino body, but my heart and soul is of the Creator. And we are going to show you that later on in Legends of Roll Call. But for now, we want to continue with the origin story, because we have been saying it that the origin of the albinos did not start in India, and we want to show you where it started from and why the Creator told the remnant that these people shall never be accepted as a part of the remnant forever. So you get the picture. So we are reading from Numbers chapter 22, and we're going to be backtracking into history. But we want to tell you how all this started, that the Creator said that the albinos, anybody with straight hair, scum of the earth, the cost of the Creator, who named their country after Satan in India. All right? Now, India, the word India right there means Satan. But it was changed from a word which is told to you in history, and people do not understand that history. It's told to you in a great tale, which we will show you and make you understand in the shape of a world, because this is not the video for it. So continuing on, we are reading from Numbers chapter number 22. This is not the video to leave you with any sort of information that's going to help the wicked, because they have brought the ends of the world upon us because they did not seek the truth. So as we're reading, it says here, and the children of Israel departed and encamped on the west of Moab by Jordan toward Jericho. Now, Jordan that you are attuned to and told to be Jordan in your history books in Israel is really not the Jordan. And we will share where the River Jordan is and what the actual name of River Jordan is in the shape of our world. But continue reading. It says, and when Balak son of Zippor saw all that the remnant did to the Amorites, then Moab feared the people exceedingly because they were many. So you understand that black people are numerous just by that statement. Continue reading. It says, and Moab was grieved before the face of the children of Israel. Let's continue reading. It says, and Moab said to the elders of Midian. Now, this is rewritten in such a way to make you believe that it's talking about that Moab said to the elders of Midian. He did not say to the elders of Midian. But in our Bible, you will get the true understanding of what this is all about and what Midian represents. But for now, let's continue reading. It says, now shall this assembly lick up all that are round about us, as a calf will lick up the grain of the field. And Balak son of Zippor was king of Moab at that time. And he sent ambassadors to Balaam the son of Beor, to Phathura, which was on the river on the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, behold, a people is come out of Egypt, and behold, it has covered the face of the earth, and it has encamped close to me. And now come, let's show you where the origin of the Moab is, because remember, the albinos, anybody with straight hair, have always said that black people are cursed, right? That creation, humanity is cursed. So that's why they look down on black people and treat them like second-class citizens. So we are trying to show you the origins of this story so you understand what's going on. So continue reading. It says, and now come, curse me this people, for it is stronger than we. Did you hear that? The albinos, anybody with straight hair living in this world, in their mindset, they know that black people are stronger and better than them. Are you seeing the origins of the story now? Because we want to show you so you categorically see the origins of the albinos, anybody with straight hair, which we are going to show you scientifically, all right, and historically proved, so that you are without a shadow of a doubt of who the albinos, anybody with straight hair, scum of the earth, originate from, the cursed of the earth. And we continue reading. It says, and now come, curse me this people, curse me black people, for it is stronger than we, if we may be able to kill some of them, and I will cast them out of the land. For I know that whomsoever thou dost bless, they are blessed, and whomsoever thou dost curse, they are cursed. And the elders of Moab went, and the elders of Midian, and their divining in their hands, and they came to Balaam, and spoke to him the words of Balak. So, this is the origin story of the albinos, anybody with straight hair, cursed of the Creator, whose origins are all from India, but today claim to be anywhere else besides that origin, because they have sold the world a deception, because Satan's children have sold the world a deception, to make the world believe that them as the stinkiest, dirtiest, smelliest people, filled with demons, because their origin is from Satan. Their nature, their genetics, their skeleton is of Satan, that they are anything else but that. So if you have followed us on that story so far, you have picked out one name which will give you a clear indication as we are narrowing it down to show you the true origins of the albinos, anybody with straight hair. The name you would have picked up is Moab. Okay? Now, for those who study history, who was Moab? Well, Moab was the first son of Lot, born of his daughters, who slept with their father. They drugged him and used demons on him to make a man to be able to have an erection and also to be able to penetrate a woman and also to be able to ejaculate into the vagina of a woman, because this was the tradition of Sodom and Gomorrah, that a father should sleep with their daughter, that they should commit inbreeding, and therefore the two children of Lot, who were born of Lot's wife, who was from Sodom and Gomorrah, continued the tradition of Sodom and Gomorrah, which the Creator destroyed. And right now, let's play you a short clip of the movie in one of the last edits or last uploads that we did about a year ago about Sodom and Gomorrah, because people watching our videos do not understand that there is an attachment and there is a reason why every video is uploaded in the sequence that is thus uploaded. So if you get on a channel and you watch the video called Sodom, Gomorrah, Angels and Dependency, and as you can see right here, it was published on April 21st, 2020. There's a very particular reasons why we release videos in the sequence that it does get released, because the video that we are making is always building up from the last video that we did put out on our channel. What was Sodom and Gomorrah, Angels and Dependency about? Let's pull up a video now and play it, since you've already watched it, to see that there was an albino, anybody with straight hair, scum of the earth presenter who presented to you Sodom and Gomorrah. Because what is this all about? All right, let's continue on.
Behold, this was the iniquity of Sodom. Pride, fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness was in her and in her daughters. Neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy. They were arrogant and committed abomination before me. Therefore I took them away as I saw good. Many consider the Bible to be a book filled with myths and tales. If this is you, I encourage you to watch the following with an open mind. A few miles away from the Dead Sea, it is still possible to find today the remains and ruins of the destroyed cities described in Genesis 19. Although the locals consider these remains to be sand dunes due to 3,500 years of rain erosion, archaeologists like Ron Wyatt and Jake Wilson have discovered evident man-made structures in the area in the 1990s. Formations such as ancient houses, gates, temples, statues can still be spotted in the area. These discoveries have led us to recognize these ruins as the ancient cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Join us as we unveil the secrets behind these ruins. Sit back and enjoy the scenery. I'm taking you for a tour.
So, in the video called Sodom and Gomorrah, Angels and Dependency, you had this albino, anybody with straight hair, presents to you Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, I want you to see how deception works, all right? You have the person, the very person, the descendant of the very person in which the Creator destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Presenting to you Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? Why? Because the albinos, anybody with straight hair who have enough common sense, know that something is off with them. But they refuse to address this matter. Why? Because they are children of Satan. So the very people that the Creator destroyed, all right, presented to you Sodom and Gomorrah to make you believe that they are not the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. As you're going to find out on this particular video, this part of Legends of Roll Call. Because why? The albinos, anybody with straight hair, are the children of Lot from his daughters, who decided to continue the tradition of Sodom and Gomorrah that you're looking at the screen right here, which the Creator destroyed with fire. They decided to continue it. They slept with their father-in-law, not because there was a lack of men, but because they wanted to make sure that the seed of Satan, the children of Satan, which the Creator destroyed, would continue to live in this world. And the Creator allowed it. He allowed it because Lot, a righteous man, did not listen to the Creator, that you shall not breed with people who are not of your own origin. An apple does not breed with an orange. And the Creator allowed it. Why? So that we might have evidence today. So that no matter what Satan does, that everybody will believe and see the truth, the stories, that the Creator is real through the mouth of a high priest, and that everything that you have read about or heard about in scriptures is true. And so, where do the origins of albinos, anybody with straight hair, come from? They come from inbreeding, which was a practice of Sodom and Gomorrah, which practiced all the abominations that the Creator told the world not to do. They practiced inbreeding, they practiced homosexuality, they practiced bestiality. As you can see, the greatest number of people in the world with pets are albinos, anybody with straight hair. They sleep with them, they kiss them, they hug them, they love animals more than man, and have trained the wicked black public to do the same. The greatest number of rapists in the whole entire world come from albinos, anybody with straight hair. The greatest number of murderers, which you see on TV every day, which kill black people in police cops and oppress humanity left, right, and center, come from where? They are all albinos, anybody with straight hair. The greatest number of people who commit every abomination under the sun, and it is nothing to them. They have orgies left, right, and center. Are from where? Swingers and so on and so forth. They are albinos, anybody with straight hair, because their origin is from Sodom and Gomorrah, and this was what was practiced in Sodom and Gomorrah. If an albino, anybody with straight hair, took up a wife, he had to make sure that all his relations and all his brothers slept with that woman to inbreed. This was the culture, the ancient practice of the albinos, anybody with straight hair, which black people today have put on top of the world and made the world to believe that they are special because they have a scum of the earth, the dirtiest, stinkiest, smelliest people living with them. And that makes them different from black people, because every time a black male procreates with an albino, anybody with straight hair, scum of the earth. He's only saying one thing. I hate myself. I do not want my children to look like me. I want them to look like Satan. Do you understand that? So let's continue now to show you more proof, so you understand that we are not just talking. As long as you have understood to this point that the origin of the albinos, anybody with straight hair, the scum of the earth, originates from India. And let's show you how Sodom and Gomorrah got to India. Because as we have explained, you find India in the Bible, in the book of Esther. For those who like doing research, carry on now. Now, before we start reading this portion of Genesis chapter number 19, in which we are showing you the origin story of the albinos, anybody with straight hair, scum of the earth, dirtiest, stinkiest, smelliest people who originate from India, but their true origins is from Sodom and Gomorrah, which the Creator destroyed, so that the albinos, anybody with straight hair, will fully understand that the Creator already had condemned the albino, anybody with straight hair, previously when he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So they can fully understand why there is no single albino, anybody with straight hair in heaven. And the only opportunity that they will get to have new bodies at the time of the destruction of this world is by the words that we are speaking, and what they need to do to tell the Creator that they indeed are the remnant, but only found themselves born in an albino body. And we'll get to that part later. We just want to show you right here, right now, the origin story, so that they can understand that albinos, anybody with straight hair, are caused of the Creator because he had already destroyed them. So for you to understand that, if you destroy something, the stuff is destroyed. That is the truth. So you're not even considering a fact, all right, of anything about them because they were destroyed. So that means when you destroy something, it's in the past. Do you understand that? So the Creator is not looking at any albino, anybody with straight hair, because they were destroyed. He has no connection with them. And we'll show you proof with that later on as we get into Legends of Roll Call fully, because we are trying to arrive at a destination so you know what COVID-19 is all about, because we haven't touched on that yet. So continuing on, we're trying to show you the origin story right here. Because people do not understand the scriptures, because the so-called scum of the earth albinos changed the names of people, introduced fake names, and fabricated a language spoken by the stupid Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew is a fabricated language. Go figure. It tells you clearly when you study Hebrew language. It will tell you that it is a con-lag language. What does con-lag mean? It means it's constructed. The so-called Hebrew that is bandied around and spoken by the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, in Israel is a constructed language. Constructed from Farsi, combining Farsi, which is the general language spoken in India, or the phylum of languages spoken by the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair in India, combined with Greek and combined with Latin. The idiots who speak Hebrew do not know that. Shalom is the same as Salom that you hear in Arabic or what is called Persia or Farsi. Same word. It does not change because it's the same language. Constructed from those languages. And the stupid Hebrew Israelites who believe that they are really the children of the Creator, they don't even have a clue of who they are. They're not interested in knowing. They just believe these stories and keep banding around the word Shalom, 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 Yeshua, 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 when they are all calling on the name of Satan and think that they are children of the Creator. If you do not understand, let me tell you something right here, so you Hebrew Israelites know it. Everybody who is a Gentile is cursed of the Creator. They have no knowledge. They were estranged. They were estranged from the commandments of the Creator. This is the truth which nobody tells you. So until you really find out the truth of who the name of the Creator is, and His people who are not His people just because they are born of Him, but they are His people because they still keep the commandments of the Creator. They still practice the commandments of the Creator, even though their history has been taken away from them by the learned elders of Zion, the scum of the earth who prop up and support albinos, the scum of the earth whom the Creator told them not to join with. These people still follow after the commandments of the Creator, even not knowing that the name which they call on is the name of the Creator, even not knowing that their country is the only country in the world named after the Creator and it's not Israel. They still follow after the commandments. They refuse, even upon the fact that they have not had a high priest in so long speak to them openly as a nation. They refuse to commit any abominations. They refuse to tattoo themselves, all of them, some of them, all right, at this point in time, because it's not all that say that they are the remnant are really the remnant. But for those who say they are the remnant, they refuse to tattoo themselves. They refuse to pierce themselves. They refuse to steal. All what they believe is in the Creator. And this country, which is named after the Creator, is the only country in the world with the highest number of Christian churches. Why? Because the learned elders of Zion wanted to make the remnant to believe in a fake God, in Satan, because as the Creator had always said, the Sadducees and Pharisees, the kings of the remnant, were of Satan. This He told them, and it's for this reason that they killed Him as a chief high priest. So now reading so people can understand the origin story, the actual origins of albinos, anybody with straight hair, whose origin starts in Sodom and Gomorrah. And for those who still doubt, don't worry, stay around. We're going to lead you to the truth. And we're reading from Genesis number 19 in the Greek Septuagint Bible. We're not reading from the Hebrew Masoretic text, which all Bibles in Christian churches and people read today, which contains the New Testament, is gotten from, because the Greek Septuagint does not have any New Testament, because the New Testament was fabricated in the 1500s by the Ottoman Empire, the scum of the earth albinos, when they changed the names of the people of Scripture in the Greek Septuagint. Because even though the Greek Septuagint was written by the Romans, right, and it had a lot of errors which the Romans imputed and tried to preach to people Christianity, it still had a basis of truth that could identify the remnant. And so when the Ottoman Empire came in, the scum of the earth albinos, whose origins are from India and their earlier origins from Sodom and Gomorrah, brought about Christianity and made us believe that there was such a thing as the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, sat by the Roman Constantine, which did not exist because the Council of Nicaea never happened in 325 AD. It happened in the 1500s, in which they decided to fabricate the New Testament to create a legality of a document that would make them to commit abominations as much as they wanted, all right? Because they knew that their origin story is from Sodom and Gomorrah, and that the first commandment that the Creator ever spoke to the remnant was, I am your Creator, you shall not inbreed. And they changed that, in which we are going to show you later on Legends of Roll Call. But for now, we are in Genesis chapter number 19 in the Greek Septuagint, and we want to read to you the origin story of the scum of the earth albinos, anybody who's straight hair, who come from Sodom and Gomorrah, which was destroyed by the Creator. And they have tried to lie to us and tell us every other story under the sun, not to let us understand their true origins. And here it is going to be revealed for every stupid, wicked black man who has given his seed and his power to an abomination which he was not supposed to crossbreed with, to give his strength to albinos so they can continue living and continue doing wickedness. Let's continue now reading in Genesis chapter number 19, and we are reading from verse number 29 in the Greek Septuagint. And you can read along if you have the Greek Septuagint, or you can get into a Hebrew Masoretic text and continue reading, because the story is going to be the same but some words are going to change. And let's read now. And it says, and it came to pass that when the Creator destroyed all the cities of the region round about, the Creator remembered Abram and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when the Creator overthrew those cities in which Lot dwelt. Alright, verse 30. And Lot went out of Segor and dwelt in the mountain, he and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Segor, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters with him. If Lot did not marry and procreate with a woman of Sodom and Gomorrah, would he have been in this situation? If a black man did not create with albinos, anybody with straight hair, the scum of the earth albinos, whose origin is from Sodom and Gomorrah, would he have been in this situation to be in a cave? Let's continue reading. And the elder said to the younger, our father is old, and there is no one on the earth who shall come into us, and it is fit all the earth. Can you see how albinos, who are like Satan, cannot even tell you the truth? When Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, were there no more people in the earth? Was Abraham not still alive? Was everybody else who was black in that neighborhood not still alive? Can you see that an albino cannot tell you the truth because their origin is from Satan? Because people do not understand this. Satan literally established Sodom and Gomorrah by sleeping with human women, black women, as he did with Eve, to create Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the story that you are not told. You are told in such a way that you do not understand it in a great epic that we are going to reveal on Shape of Our World. Because remember, as we have told you, Ham was spoken to by Satan, and Satan told him, in order for me to give you my power, you have to inbreed with your father's wife. We explained that earlier on. Every time corruption has to come into the earth, it has to come through what? Breaking of natural order which the Creator established. Natural order said that angels should not procreate with man. And the angels which procreated with man and brought about the destruction of the flood corrupted humanity. Because man, instead of procreating with human beings in black women, decided to procreate with angels. And everybody was corrupted except for 8 people who were saved in a population that is far more greater than the population of the earth that we see today, that we cannot even fathom. 8 people only were saved. And then Satan came to Ham and said, what? Procreate. Go and rape your father's wife, and I will give you my power. And Ham did that. And Ham was the great-grandfather of the Egyptians and great-grandfather of the Philistines, which people do not know, but in the Shape of a World, we're going to reveal all and who everyone is, and when you get to our Bible, it's a total decimation, so you will know who you are. And Ham did that. And from Ham was created what they call the Trinity, which we are not going to share on this particular video. And when the Trinity was created, the Creator told everybody who was interested in the truth, who were descendants of the line of Shem, not to worship the Trinity. And the Trinity started inbreeding and crossbreeding animals, such that they started inbreeding and crossbreeding hyenas, wild pigs, and wolves to what you have as dogs now. They started crossbreeding and inbreeding turkey with other birds that you have chicken. And those are just the few animals that we can tell you right now that has been crossbred and inbred, which the Creator did not make. And every time you break natural order, what you have is the presence of what? Demons. That is why government spends so much time to bleach out the natural color of paint to give you white paint, because what they are giving to you is demons. So if your house is painted in white, what does that mean? You have demons in it, because it is an unnatural order. Unnatural order has been broken by denaturing color, which is blackness. So every time you put on a white shirt, what does that mean? You have demons. So do you understand how people get demonically possessed now? Every time you have that white bath tissue in your toilet and you wipe your butt with it, what do you think you're getting? You are getting demons. When you drive in that white car, what do you think you're getting? You are getting demons. When you wear that white shoe and that white tee or white dress or white underwear, what do you think you're getting? You are getting demons. That is why the government created a White House. That is why the Union Building or Congress Building or State of the Union Building, the House of the Senate, is a White House. That is the reason why white is created all around you, to give you the presence of demons. And when you marry and procreate as a black man with a white woman or anybody with straight hair who are one and the same, what do you think you have? You have given your power, and you have now the power of demons. Do you understand this now? Do you understand why the blackboard in schools was changed to a whiteboard? So that children could have the power of demons. After wearing their clothes white, living in white houses, having a white house as the president, all right? And everything, driving in a white car, what do you have? You have the presence of demons. Because all that now gets into your body and your white blood cells increase. And every time that you eat food that is not what? Black, you have the presence of demons. They don't tell you this, but this is where you're going to learn all of it. Therefore, the children of Lot told a lie right off the bat, because they, as descendants of Satan, because Satan introduced to Ham the concept of getting power, that you have to get worldly power by doing abominations. So when Lot married this albino scum of the earth woman, he married a child of Satan. If he did not marry that child of Satan, his children would not have done what they did to him. So this is how the people of Sodom and Gomorrah could recognize angels, because angels are black. Because even though Satan, all right, brought about whiteness and corruption into the earth, Satan is still black. Did you hear that? So this is how the community of Sodom and Gomorrah could identify that the angels, that the black people who came to Sodom and Gomorrah, the two black people who were angels, would only go to a black house in Sodom and Gomorrah because Lot was the only black man living there. In Sodom and Gomorrah, that city in Israel, which you can go now and visit, as we have shown you a video. You can identify it if you get down there. All right? So, in a sea of white people, it's very easy to spot a black person. So, when these angels now went to the house of Lot, two black people to the house of a black person, it was very easy for the people of Sodom and Gomorrah to know where they would end up. So they all went to the house of Lot. Why? To sleep and commit homosexuality with an angel. Because for you to get the power of Satan, you need to commit homosexuality. And this they have never told you. You've probably seen the Church of Satan, in which so many despicable images are created, all right, of homosexuality. This is because for you to have the power of Satan, you need to engage in homosexuality. This is why homosexuality is a rite of passage to anybody who seeks the power of this world. And this is what the people of Sodom and Gomorrah sought to do to angels, because this is what their father taught them through the line of Ham. And so they went there, but those angels struck the people of Sodom and Gomorrah with blindness. So what does that mean? Every albino, anybody with straight hair is blind and will not see this deception. Except for the very few who hear our voices and come to the truth, proving that they are not Moabites, children of Sodom and Gomorrah, but they have parents who are of the remnant, who bred with somebody who was a Moabite, a person of Sodom and Gomorrah, which is the true origin of all albinos, anybody with straight hair, and that they are proving that they are not children of Satan, but they only found themselves born in that Gentile nation. So continue reading here, as we have established that the children of Lot by this statement were lying by saying, and the elder said to the younger, our father is old and there is no one on the earth who shall come into us. And I want you to pay attention to the next line of words. It says, as it is fit in the earth. What does that statement mean? It means according to the tradition and culture of Sodom and Gomorrah, that children should inbreed with their family. That is what it means. The scum of the earth albinos changed the meaning so people would not see, and you will not see it except you hear from the mouth of a high priest. And I am not one. I am just passing information. So continue reading. It says, come and let us make our father drink wine, and let us sleep with him, and let us raise up seed from our father. This is false. Wine or alcohol does not make a man to have an erection and an ejaculation. Wine and alcohol, when a man is drunk, makes a man not to have an erection. So they changed this part too, because what they actually did on Lot is what is done to humanity today, which is through drugs, through corrupted food, through demonic mind control. Can you make a man to have an erection and an ejaculation such that he can have sex without knowing what he did? This is the reason for such things as quaaludes, which homosexuals take to have sex, because it dissociates their minds from their bodies, because the body naturally is meant to only react to a female, and when the quaaludes are taken, demons take over the mind and control the body of a human being, such that he does things that he would not naturally do in his own mind. This is what the children of Lot did to their father, because their father forgot the commandments that you shall not breed with an albino, anybody with straight hair. And he went to Sodom and Gomorrah and lived and did that. An abomination. And so, continuing on, the children of Lot did what? They used demonic power on their father. So does that mean that a child of the Creator can be influenced by demons? Yes, because once you stray out of the commandments of the Creator, what do you have? Demons. Do you understand what's going on now? So the children of Lot used demonism on Lot, a righteous man. Is Lot still considered righteous till today? Yes, because the Bible says, when you read in the book of Matthew, that 2 shall be in the field and 1 shall be what? Taken away. So a man can cohabit with the child of Satan. Let's continue reading. It says, so they made their father drink wine in that night, and the elder went in and lay and had sex with her father that night. And his father did not know when he had sex with his daughter and when he rose up. Lot was not in his senses. Why? Because demonic power was upon him. Continue reading, and it says, and it came to pass on the next day that the elder said to the younger, behold, I had sex yesternight with our father. Let us make him drink wine in the night also. Let us make a concoction of demonic energy that can be passed through wine, and you should go in and have sex with him, and let us create children through our father, according to the traditions of Sodom and Gomorrah, that you shall inbreed. This is the history of albinos, anybody with straight hair, which they have hid from you, because they were born of inbreeding, and they now occupy the area that's known as Iran and Iraq and India. Iran and Iraq was known as northern India. And when the remnants came out of Egypt, they now overtook the Middle East. And when they overtook the Middle East, Balaam and Balak, who were Moabites, children of Sodom and Gomorrah from India, tried to cause the remnant. And because of that fact that already that their origin was destroyed by the Creator in Sodom and Gomorrah, the Creator told the remnant, no person of Sodom and Gomorrah shall ever be a part of the remnant. And if you are ever a part of the remnant, it means that you were born of one. Because evil cannot produce good. Good cannot produce evil. Apples cannot produce oranges. A lion cannot give birth to an elephant. A human being cannot give birth to an elephant. Everything produces after its kind. And therefore, only the children of the Creator can produce the children of the Creator. The children of Satan can only produce the children of Satan. And when you crossbreed, it is an abomination, because oil and water does not mix. The children of Satan will remain children of Satan. The children of the Creator will remain children of the Creator. There is no such thing as being born again. If you find yourself keeping the commandments and doing the commandments of the Creator, in any nation in the world that is a Gentile nation, it means that your great-grandfather or great-grandparent was a remnant. This is the real history which Christianity, a subject and a construction of the minds of wicked people in the earth, have lied to you all this while. If you keep the commandments of the Creator and do the commandments and practice the commandments, and you have not committed any abominations, it means that your great-grandfather or father was of the remnant, and you are only finding yourself home. You are only going home. This is what the scriptures meant, that from the four corners of the earth, the children of the Creator will be gathered unto him. Because why? They are children of the Creator who were born in Gentile nations. That is what it means. And let's continue with more proof to show you now that albinos, anybody with straight hair, the cursed whom the Creator destroyed in Sodom and Gomorrah, and has nothing to do with them. And the only reason why they are living, even though they are living today, not of the Creator's doing, so that his word might be fulfilled and all should see glaringly and clearly that albinos, anybody with straight hair, are the evil of the earth, the children of Satan. For they have lived amongst blacks for so many years and refused to be black, but rather they have oppressed humanity and thought of you to be as slaves, as nothing to them, so that it might prove that they are evil. They have lied to you to believe that such things as calling someone a nigger, or such things as saying that they have best friends that are black, means that they are not haters, racists towards black people. But rather, they have made sure that all their organizations are filled with albinos, anybody with straight hair. They refuse to hire blacks and oppress stupid black folk who refuse not to see the truth. But they continue, even in their common sense, to know, because it's common sense among everybody, that your child should look like you. But they refuse common sense and rather procreate with an albino. And for those who have done that, and they're seeking to know the Creator and know his commandments and be accepted into his kingdom, which is forthcoming, we have told you what you should do on roll call. If you did not remember how to do it and what you ought to do, go and watch the roll call series again and hear it for yourself. And with all albinos, anybody with straight hair who seek after the commandments of the Creator and seek to keep his truth. We already know those who do that. But for those who want to, when we get to the end of Legends of Roll Call, we'll tell you and share with you what to do, so you can prove to the Creator, dear Creator, I just found myself in an albino body, but my mind and my soul shows to you by my actions, by what I am doing right now, that I am indeed your child, born of a remnant, forefather, and ancestor that I do not know, that I just found myself being born in this albino body in this world. And let's continue with Legends of Roll Call. So we've arrived at the point of the video which we need to pay some debts to some transgenders. And one of the most popular transgenders in the whole entire world, which has black-minded, which has Satan-minded the whole of black people, is Tyler Perry. Because so many Christians, so many black people who actually are worshiping Satan and have been deceived, all right, who can still recover their way, think that Tyler Perry is promoting anything about the Creator. But Tyler Perry is 100% female and not a man. Don't worry about the beard that you see here and everything. And for you to see how wicked albinos, anybody with straight hair, supremacists are, they made Tyler Perry to portray his actual gender as the character called Madea, in which every black person has watched and thinks that the words coming out of Madea are the words of the Creator. Even Tyler Perry himself went into what? Into the church that's owned by T.D. Jakes and laid hands on T.D. Jakes to make stupid black people who believe in anything other than doing the commandments of the Creator to be sold the deception that Tyler Perry is their so-called hero, when Tyler Perry never told you one truth, that he's working for white supremacy. All the money that she has gotten and the so-called Tyler Perry Studios are all owed to white supremacy, because Tyler Perry himself knows that he is 100% female. 100%. Because all these transgenders know that they are not the sex that they claim, but they have been told of a very crazy lie to remain quiet about their true origins and their sexual orientation for the worship of the Trinity, which we are going to reveal all on The Shape of a World. And I'd like to tell the so-called elites right here at this point in time, the learned elders of Zion, all right, and the Vatican, who are still listening in on our videos. I'd like to tell them this message. Everything that you've heard so far on here is for the stupid, dumb public who do not know left and right, which we can run circles, as you know, and you can run circles all around them, and they have no idea what they are listening to, because they think they know, but they do not know anything. But what I would like to say to you is this: do not fall into the idea that we do not know what we are doing. Do not fall into the idea that what you hear on this particular Legends of Roll Call is the whole truth that we're spilling out. No. Do not think that we do not know your most hidden, intimate, private details. Even down to the children that you have, which you think we do not know where they are and where they live. Because this truth that we're telling you right here, right now, is going to be on every platform, on every media that you can ever imagine, that you could not even imagine was possible. It's going to show up, because this is the expose of who you really are. This video that we are making, Legends of Roll Call, is for the dumb. And do not think for 1 second that we are dumb. Alright, let's continue on with Legends of Roll Call. So here is Oprah Winfrey and the so-called T.D. Jakes at the opening of Tyler Perry Studios. as you can see right here on the insignia or the symbol of Tyler Perry Studios, is a symbol of a cross, because the cross is a representation of the worship of Satan, which incorporates the Trinity, which we are going to share on The Shape of Our World. And for you elite who think we do not know, I want you to understand one thing, the elite, the learned elders of Zion, which we are really concerned of. There is no secret under the sun that it is not known by whom you know as a high priest, because you think you have all your bases covered, but the Creator, whom you know his real name, played you for a fool, as he has always played you for a fool. And I'm not a high priest. Let's continue with Legends of Roll Call. So, continuing on, Oprah Winfrey right here and TD Jakes never told you that when they went to the Tyler Perry Studios for the opening of the Tyler Perry Studios in Georgia, all right, in the state of Georgia, in whatever county that these studios is domiciled in, they never told you for one day that Tyler Perry is a female, portrayed and mocking the public in the show that's called Medea, in which people think that it's a man portraying a female, rather that it's a woman showing you who she really is, because Tyler Perry is 100% female, as you're going to find out on this video. And here is Tyler Perry with Kerry Washington and Idris Elba, and they never remotely told you that Tyler Perry is 100% female. Why would the people in Hollywood, especially the black people in Hollywood, keep such secrets from you? You're going to find out on The Shape of Our World. And for those learned elders of Zion, whom you think that you have had the Creator all wrapped around your fingers and the remnant. Remember Elijah's laugh? I am laughing in retrospect, and I am not a high priest. So here's a picture of Tyler Perry trying to prove to you that she is actually a man when she's actually a female. You can sense, and we'll just get into this later, but for now, we just want to give you a little bit of like overview about it. You can see right here that when Tyler Perry, alright, actually bends his hand at the elbows, that point right there, because if you're a woman, when you bend your elbows, at the point you bend your elbows is where your rib cage ends. And from that point downwards, that is all a female pelvis, all the way to where you have the widest point in the female pelvis, which is the hips, which is below the crotch, because females have a longer torso. But here Tyler Perry is trying to tell you that he is a male, because what he's doing right now is that this is the actual point of where his rib cage ends, right? But he cocks his body in such a way such that it looks like the elbows end here, because this is all a deception. The question we need to ask, why would these people pay so much attention to detail to deceive you? Because they know that if you're an onlooker looking at first glance, you're going to assume that this is where Tyler Perry's ribcage actually ends, which would be the actual location of the male ribcage for an actual male. But because she's cocked her body to one side, that gives you that illusion. Because Tyler Perry knows. It's not like something that she does not know. Tyler Perry actually knows that she is a woman. But because she's been told other things, which we are going to reveal to you on The Shape of a World, of what is really going on in Hollywood, which is this deep, dark secret that they hoped for all of humanity will not come out into the open. But it is known because the learned elders of Zion, the Pharisees and Sadducees, all right, who decided to write off the Levitical priesthood when they created their union documents written by the most venerable Sabbath, who thinks that people still do not know, that the remnant will not know who he is, and the legacy that he left behind of lying to the remnant nation, that they will not know who he is. A great sorcerer, a great evil witch and wizard, indoctrinated in all the mysteries of Satan. He thinks that his children are his descendants. And all the people who go by the name of God's will, that the Creator does not know who they are. Let's continue with Legends of Roll Call. I would like to read something to the Vatican, the learned elders of Zion, and the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, and every Hebrew Israelite out there, and all the wicked who have conspired to steal the identity of the remnant, what the Creator said about each and every one of them, so that they would understand that this deception is not by their great knowledge, because the learned elders of Zion, the Vatican, the Hebrew Israelites, the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, have become so proud and arrogant. They think they have the whole world sewed up because they locked down the whole world for a couple of months in COVID-19. They think they have it sewed up. We are indeed gods. I want to read a portion of the scriptures to you, which was written by the greatest high priest in the whole entire world, whose name was Moses, whose name was made up because his real name was not Moses. His real name, as the remnant knew him, meant in their language, "What shall I say unto the people?" And God's will, you who have been made the face of the representation of the Sadducees and Pharisees, of the learned elders of Zion, you know who you are. Because earlier on the theme that we have on the remnant, we promised that if these people were to change course, which we know they would not, that we would not reveal their names and who they are, the people who are actually in charge of running the world. But since it has come to this point, the whole world is going to know who they are, their descendants, and whatsoever they are doing on the shape of our world. So God's will, you know who you are, you know your name, you know this is not a mistake. I want to read to you a portion of scripture which you most likely have forgotten, but let's read it now. Reading from Deuteronomy chapter number 32, and this is concerning everybody who thinks that it is by their own power that they have been able to deceive the world and make the world believe a lie, instead of the fact that the Creator gave the wisdom to the children of Satan, to Satan himself, because Satan is working for the Creator to make sure that all his children go to the lake of fire with him. That was his curse. And this knowledge was given to him, even though he pleads day and night that the Creator should have mercy upon him, but he himself cannot repent, because whatsoever is evil does not repent, and so he cannot receive forgiveness. And this is to everybody, including God's will. You know your name. And everybody else, which includes the Vatican, the learned elders of Zion, and the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, whose origin starts from Sodom and Gomorrah and ends up in India, which they named their country after Satan. This scripture is for you. And it says, "Were it not for the wrath of the enemy, lest they live long, lest their enemies should combine against them, lest you should say that you did all this." This is what the Creator is saying to you. Our own high arm and not the Creator has done all these things, because this is what the boasting of the learned elders of Zion, of the Vatican, of the scum of the earth albinos, in their pride and arrogance to think that they did all this. In the Hebrew Israelites, which have stole the identity of the remnant, it goes on to say, it is a nation that has lost counsel. That means you have no reasoning. None of you have no understanding. None of you have no common sense. Neither is there understanding in them. that they had not sense to understand, let them reserve these things against the time to come. Why? What is the Creator saying? In that statement, He's saying, this was not of your own doing. You have all been led into a trap, and like a trap, it snaps and catches everyone who is wicked. And with that, let's continue with Legends of Roll Call to show you that Tyler Perry, which a lot of black people have believed that he preaches in the name of the Creator, is nothing but a student of Satan, and she knows it. So here's a picture of Tyler Perry's during the opening of the Tyler Perry Studios, which is considered to be the biggest movie studio in the whole entire world, owned by a black female, because he's not a black man working for white supremacy, who has deceived the whole world to believe that he's a man when he's actually a female. So if you pay attention to a lot of the stories about Tyler Perry, we're going to play a video right here, which was spoken of a co-star called Tasha Smith. Tasha Smith said that Tyler Perry is asexual. What does asexual mean? It means that you cannot be determined by the gender that you claim. Because Tasha Smith knows that Tyler Perry is 100% female, and that the public has been lied to that Tyler Perry is actually a man when Tyler Perry is a female. And let's play the clip right here for you to hear Tasha Smith say so. If the clip doesn't play, you probably get an audio trail. That's because YouTube would have made us to remove this part of the video. But if not, you probably will hear it right here, and you can go look it up because Tasha Smith said so. Let's play the clip and then we continue on.
What are we wearing?
Honey, I don't know who this is.
But it's hot.
It's hot. Only for you, honey.
Yes.
Only for you.
So, congratulations on the success of For Better or For Worse. You're in your 4th season?
Yes, 4th season.
And Tyler Perry is going to have his first child.
Can you believe it?
No.
I gotta stop it, Wendy.
No.
I used to think he was asexual. I didn't think he had sex at all. Okay. No, but seriously, no, stop it, Wendy.
I didn't say anything.
Stop it, Wendy. No, seriously. I mean, Tyler is like, he's like an uncle that never have sex. Like, serious. So I was just shocked, and I'm so happy for him. He's going to be a daddy. I used to think that he would be just the uncle daddy, you know.
Yeah. Have you met his girlfriend?
I have. She's gorgeous and beautiful and sweet and patient.
Is she showing yet?
Pregnant.
Is she showing yet?
She's pregnant.
Wow.
Like, I'm kind of mad at him. He beat me and my husband to the punch.
Okay,
So if the clip played, you heard that right from Tasha Smith's mouth. And you know the funny thing that happened? Because after Tasha Smith said this, because she was a castmate with a man called Michael Jai White, who is known to be a very reputable martial artist in a lot of movies, such as the movie called Spawn, in which he played a soldier, a retired army general who gets killed by some unscrupulous citizens who want his death, played by the actor Scum of the Earth Charlie Sheen. Michael Jai White, who's a homosexual. Remember, everybody in Hollywood who has a name, who is reputable, is of influence, is a homosexual. Alright? And Michael Jai White said and tried to rectify the truth that Tasha Smith came out by saying that Tyler Perry is asexual, meaning that he is a woman, and try to play over those words and make the dumb public not to see that all this while that Tyler Perry has been playing Madea and lying to the whole world about his so-called Christian beliefs, which is in the worship of the Trinity. Because as we have shown you, Tyler Perry's studio has a cross, which is the worship of Satan. That Tyler Perry all this while is a woman, and the whole of Hollywood knows it. They just decided not to tell you. And Tyler Perry has been convincing black people, wicked black people, who refuse the commandments of the Creator, to believe that he stands for anything besides evil white supremacy. And if you have ever paid attention to Tyler Perry, you must have wondered this all along, because Tyler Perry acts so effeminate. So a lot of rumors have been circling around her that he's a homosexual, because they don't want the public to know that this icon, this person that they look up to, is actually a female and not a man in any way, shape, or form. So because they don't want the public to come out of the spell to see the truth, they started piling on the rumors that Tyler Perry is a homosexual. So this is what we're trying to show you, in which we're going to reveal to you of what is really going on in Hollywood. Because whenever you hear that, even though the celebrities are homosexuals, there is something greater at work, much more sinister, that will blow your mind. And this is what they thought that would never come out on YouTube, or the public should know, but it's going to be on every social media platform, that they are not going to be able to deny it. And what's going to happen? They're going to shut down the internet and tell you it's the rapture. And then they're going to usher in the artificial intelligence chip to control that information. That is what is going to happen. But right here, we just want to show you that all those rumors were trying to hide the fact that Tyler Perry is 100% female and not a man in any way. Take a look at the shoulders. Do you see any clear distinction between the shoulder muscles and the tricep muscles, even though this is covered right here? Because Tyler Perry is 100% female. And we'll get to some more pictures to prove that point. We wanted to make you see, this is just a picture we just pulled up, to make you understand the level of deception that albino supremacy, the scum of the earth, have engaged black people in to control their minds. What you're looking at is a picture of Creflo Dollar and Taffy Dollar of Creflo Dollar Ministries, who have claimed to be teaching you about the Creator. They went to the Tyler Perry opening studios, as you can see by this symbol here, which is the symbol of Tyler Perry's movie or studio company. All right, the Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. And these evil people who have been swindling wicked black people of money and teaching them lies and saying that they're talking about the Creator, never ever told you that Tyler Perry is 100% female. They know it because they all work for white supremacy. The scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair from Sodom and Gomorrah, who named their country India after the name of Satan in the Farsi language, because they are children of Satan. And anybody who worships Satan has to worship the Trinity, which we are going to explain on The Shape of a World. Because Taffy Dollar and Creflo Dollar all work for Satan. Or they call it Christianity. And here is Tyler Perry as Madea. Can you see the humongous hip on this so-called man? Because when people watch Madea, they think it's makeup, that the hips are makeup. No! That is the hips of an actual female. It's not makeup. Because Tyler Perry is 100% woman. And as we have explained, except a high priest, which I'm not a high priest, okay? I have to keep saying this over and over again because I'm just relaying information. Unless a high priest tells you what you ought to see and what you ought to look for, because the high priest speaks the mind of the Creator, being bred, born of the lineage of high priests, traced from the Creator himself through Adam to the Levitical priesthood, which were given the high priest, and traced specifically to the lineage of Phinehas from the sons of Aaron, passed through Eleazar, because people do not understand these stories and all the pastors and all the Hebrew Israelites, and everybody will read it to you, but they will never understand that even though that the lineage of Moses' father was taken to be the high priest lineage, the Creator at a point in time in history said that only of the descendants of Phinehas are truly his high priests. And you're going to ask me where we should find that. You like doing research? Go on and do your research. Since you do not wish to get the truth because you think as the stupid scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair have told you that you know something, that by research you can get it, go for it and get it and see and bring it back. So if you do not hear from a high priest, no matter what you see with your own eyes, you still won't see this deception. You'll be looking at it every day, but you will not get one thing out of it. Because the Creator designed this world this way, so that everybody, as everybody now claims to have knowledge, will be a fool. So that they can all go through this deception and go to the lake of fire because they refuse the commandments of the Creator. They refuse the natural order in which the Creator set this world up to be. So continue on with your research, and congratulations for going to the lake of fire. But what you're looking at right now is these are the hips of Tyler Perry, the real hips. And this is of no man, because Tyler Perry is 100% female. As you can see that the crotch is right here and the Q angle starts below it, because Tyler Perry has deceived you for so long and covered up the fact by playing a character in which he's showing you her true self, because Tyler Perry is 100% female. And here is Tyler Perry with her so-called mother. We wonder what's going on with one eye here. Alright, one eye seems to be closed and the other seems to be open. Okay. And for the elite, let's continue on with Legends of Roll Call. As we're saying right here, this is the scum of the earth, black woman, who gave birth to a daughter and decided to transgender her for the sake of the Trinity. The sake of the pagan worship of Satan, imbibed and taught to the world by the scum of the earth albinos, anybody with straight hair, who named their country after Satan in India, and that is the origin of all albinos. Anybody with straight hair whose origin goes back further to Sodom and Gomorrah, which the Creator destroyed, which were abominable, and told everybody not to go after them. But they all refused. This is what the mother of Tyler Perry did to her daughter. And does Tyler Perry know that she is female? Yes, definitely. And we'll tell you why they keep it hidden on The Shape of Our World. This is Tyler Perry with T.D. Jakes. Remember, Tyler Perry went to T.D. Jakes' church and laid hands on him because you have been taught, because you have read in scripture, fabricated by the scum of the earth albinos, the children of Satan, that the Creator lays hands on people and that he blesses people. The Creator does not bless anybody. You stupid idiots, because you've read it in the Bible, you believe that the Creator blesses anybody. The Creator does not bless anybody. You know why? Because you idiots have never studied the book of Genesis to see that he already blessed the world. Why would he need to bless it again? When he made creation, he blessed it. Why would he need to bless you again for anything that you do? Idiots. All believed in white supremacy. It's your God. Instead of keeping the commandments and practicing after the commandments, white supremacy, albinos have become your God. And now they are leading you to hell and the lake of fire. And it has begun. Because people do not know the countdown of the end of the world has started. That is why these idiots acted the movie and called it Avengers Endgame. But the idiots in theaters were sitting and watching with their eyes open, not knowing that he's talking about them going to the lake of fire. And here T.D. Jakes and Oprah Winfrey never, ever, ever, ever told you that Tyler Perry is a female? And they claim to be all doing good. Because the commandments never said anybody should do good. So anybody doing good, being nice, being friendly, is only doing the commandments of Satan. And we have been begging all these idiots who listen and watch on YouTube, get to know the truth. But they think we are trying to sell them something. Instead of the facts for them to look with their eyes and see with their minds. Because everything we tell them, we show them with facts. They are busy doing good and going to the lake of fire. Because you're going to find a lot of good people, a lot of nice people who greet you every morning and are very humble. But humility does not mean for you to act subservience, because the devil, albino supremacists, are teaching you about their own practice of humility. Humility, according to the Creator, means you shall not do wickedness. It's not to be nice or subservience. If you're nice and good, you are going to the lake of fire, because you are doing the commandments of Satan, not of the Creator. And those commandments were given to you by albino supremacy, the scum of the earth, the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, as you're going to find out as we get into this video. They have nothing to teach you but the ways of Satan. An albino smiles at you, it is of the devil. He greets you good morning, it is of the devil. Because they have no knowledge of the Creator. All that is in their bones and genetics is the knowledge of Satan, given to them in Sodom and Gomorrah, their native home of ancestry. And let's continue with showing you more pictures of Tyler Perry. And here's Tyler Perry again one more time, for you to see that out of the Madea costume, that these are the hips and Q angle of a female. Because Tyler Perry is 100% woman. As you can see right here, Tyler Perry's arms is following the contours of the body as it tries to form the angular form of the female pelvis, and the widest portion being at right here where the hip location is for a female. As you can see right here, all tied up. And the Q angle of Tyler Perry starts below the crotch, because Tyler Perry is 100% woman, as you can see in this picture. And everybody in Hollywood never told you that. Can you see that? Tyler Perry is a woman. 100% woman. And everybody in the stars of Hollywood know that. But they just sit down and lie to you. Why do they lie to you? You're going to find out on The Shape of Our World. And here's Tyler Perry. As you can see right here, Tyler Perry claps her hands and is above the crotch. Because when a woman claps her hands, because of the wider pelvis, which starts just below the rib cage, it takes all the length of clapping those hands to be below the crotch, as it should be for a man. So when a woman claps her hands, it's going to be above her crotch. When a man claps his hand, it's going to be below his crotch. Because the Creator never lies about what He made. So the children of Satan will not be able to lie to the remnant and take them over. And Tamron Hall here, which you guys have watched on a lot of shows, never ever told you that Tyler Perry is a female. Why is that? You're going to find out in The Shape of Our World. And if you thought that that was just a coincidence, take a good look at the hands again. See that? We already showed you on the advanced techniques for checking gender on Roll Call series that the space in between a man's abdomen, all right, and his arms always forms an inverted triangle. But for females, it's going to form an L shape, because it's going to follow the contours of the body and try to form the hips as you would see on a female. And this is what Tyler Perry is exhibiting. And she never told you one day that the Madea character is actually a representation of her in reality, because Tyler Perry knows that she is a woman and not a man. And here's Tyler Perry with the so-called girlfriend who gave her a daughter by the name of Galila Bekele, told to us to come from Africa. And what has this got to do with Africa? Because as we've told you, African leadership supports white supremacy, because the only way they can be in power is to worship Satan. And if you are worshiping Satan, you must of what necessity do what? Associate yourself with the children of Satan, in albinos, anybody with straight hair. And this is what they do to get power, to rule over their people and become the most wicked human beings. Besides the albinos, anybody with straight hair, who perform some of the most wicked things, as you're going to find out when we get to Legends of Roll Call in the parts that we get to concerning COVID-19. And here, Galila Bekele never told you that Tyler Perry is a female. So let's ask a question. How did she get pregnant? Do you get the picture of where we're going now, the elite? And here is Tyler Perry at the opening of the Tyler Perry Studios. As you can see the cross in the worship of the Trinity right here on the left. And this is Chris Tucker of the famed series called Rush Hour, which a lot of people believe that he's funny. As the funny man he was, he never told you that Tyler Perry is a woman. Why would they keep this kind of secrets from you? We are going to reveal everything on The Shape of a World. And just to let the elites know, this video is for dummies. So if you think that we, because we are presenting information in a dummy video, that we don't know what we're saying, go watch our videos again. Specifically, if you can pay attention, watch the video that's called, and we're not going to tell you the name of the video that you should watch on our channel. But you can best believe that we know what we're saying. And all your secrets, even the size of your underwear, even those people who travel outside of North and South America and go to Europe and go to Africa and create things, and those things bear different names, but it's actually associated with them. And then some of them have a demise, and then they think that we do not know who they are, because it's all an act, right? It's all a ritual. It's all going to be revealed on The Shape of Our World. And everything that you've done in your secret bedroom is going to be seen. And here is Tyler Perry with who? Jennifer Hudson. As you can see right here, Tyler Perry's arms are still trying to follow the contours of the body, and they form the female shape, because Tyler Perry is 100% female, just like Jennifer Hudson. But Jennifer Hudson never told you one day that she is a homosexual. Why are all these secrets being told? And why is Tyler Perry wearing white in the so-called opening of her studios? Why? Because for black people to have the power of Satan, they have to associate themselves with what? With the color white. So if you saw Michael Jackson wear white in almost all his videos and tours, what does that tell you now that you know the truth? And here is Tyler Perry, a woman transgendered as a man, putting his hands on T.D. Jakes in the Potter's House Church. And you idiots still go and sit down. Do you know the funny thing that happened throughout this COVID-19? And wicked people refuse to see the truth. The Bible had said, all right, that during the ends of time, that the beasts shall cause both rich and small to get a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. And if anybody should not have this mark, they should not buy or sell. During COVID-19, if you do not wear a mask, even as it is practiced today, as we're speaking on March 25th, 2021. If you did not wear a mask, if you went into a store, the receptionist at the store or the teller was supposed to refuse to sell any food to you. If you went into a bank, they were supposed to refuse you entering into a bank. If you went anywhere without a mask, the people, the scum of the earth, albinos, anybody with straight hair, and the wicked public in black people who have co-signed to this would refuse to give you any service. And all the stupid idiots refuse to see the handwriting on the wall that this is the mark of the beast, which is being shown to you in what? In preparation for the real one. And they still went to church. And they did not ask their wicked pastor, what is this all about? And some of them even wear a mask and go to church. And what is the rule of procedure in COVID-19? Stay 6 feet apart. And it did not even hit them on the head that this is what the Bible said, that the mark of the beast is 666. And he told them, stay 6 feet apart. It never occurred to them. Do you see how evil and wicked people are? That even when the truth is shown to them, they will not see it. Why do you think that is? Because until you hear from the mouth of a high priest, the Levitical priesthood, which everyone has sought and told you that does not exist, so that wicked pastors like T.D. Jakes can get their hands laid on by wicked people like Tyler Perry, can make you believe a lie and go to the lake of fire. And you're still listening and doing nothing about it. And here is Tyler Perry with Taraji P. Henson. And she never told you that she was sitting with a woman. They've all lied to you, but why the lies? Everything will be revealed on The Shape of Our World.